Welcome back to my money list. In this video, we are going to talk about two stocks that I think are golden opportunities for about a 100% profit to about a 300% profit. Yes, I said 300%. But each of these stocks have a timeline that I will discuss. And each of these stocks are in two different sectors. And the trade for each of these stocks are different. One is a call or shares, and one is a put. And if you didn't know, my strategy is to have half of my portfolio in puts. So the purpose of this channel is to identify stocks that will go up and stocks that must come down. And that's the advantage that you have watching this channel, because many other YouTubers are not talking about what I'm talking about. So we're going to discuss both stocks, the financials, the charts, the trades that I already placed, but I will probably place more this week after President's Day, and the timeline related to each stock. Because one of the stocks has a specific timeline, and this week is very crucial. And if you do not know how to place an option, whether it's a call or a put, click on the card above or go to the playlist that I have. It's how to trade options. There's only one video on that playlist. And I know the video is not very good because of the volume and the filming, so I'm going to create another one in a few weeks. But for now, that video should help get you started. And as always, nothing on this channel is financial advice. I'm just showing you my trades and what's on my money list. So be careful trading. So before we talk about the first stock, there's one important thing that we have to consider. And it is this Friday, which is February 20th. It is a major expiration date for options. And why is that so? Because people follow people when they place calls or puts. So for some reason, a lot of people end up picking the same date as another person. So in this case, it's February 20th, which is Friday. The next one will be March 20th, and I will keep you updated on that. Okay, so why is an expiration date important, in my opinion? Because most people place calls. We're in a bull market. So the big money on Wall Street drives the price of the stock up so they can cash in on the calls. Then when that expiration date hits, people have sold their calls and perhaps their shares, or have taken profits on their shares, and then we have a decline in the market. And then the cycle repeats itself. And so then the next major expiration date is March 20th. So I expect stocks to go back up before that date and then sell off again, either the week of that date or on that date. So with February 20th, this Friday, I think the market is going to go up Tuesday, Wednesday, and maybe Thursday. But for sure, Tuesday and Wednesday. And then we may see a decline Thursday, but for sure, we will see a decline on Friday on this expiration date. Because the big money on Wall Street wants to drive the price of stocks up to hit the strike price so they can cash out on the calls and maybe trim their positions. This is just my opinion. This is just my experience from trading. Let's see if it happens. It may not happen, but either way, the two trades for this video will apply to this theory, either if it happens or if it doesn't happen. So with that said, the first stock that I think is a golden opportunity over the next 12 months is Fubo TV. And over the next 18 months, it can be a 100 to 200% profit, and definitely in 2 years, which is 24 months, I think it's an easy 200% profit. So the longer we go out with the stock, it's a guaranteed 200%. And this is with shares. If you have calls, it can be even a greater percentage. But of course, calls are dangerous, especially with the market at its all-time high. So I'm not recommending calls, but I do have calls, and we're going to look at them, and I'm going to add to them, and we're going to discuss it. But in terms of shares, Fubo TV is a no-brainer. It is grossly undervalued, and we're going to look at the financials right now. I'm going to make my point. It's grossly undervalued. It got slammed so hard. I don't know how much lower it can go. I am buying shares as we speak. I bought some on Friday, and I'll buy some if it goes lower. Because in my opinion, loading up on shares right now is a smart decision because the stock cannot go much lower. Even if there's a crash, I don't see it going lower than $1. With that said, let's look at the financials and let's look at the trade. Okay, so first of all, if you didn't hear, Disney acquired 70% of Fubo, and they will feature 55,000 live sporting events and entertainment-focused programming from Fubo and Hulu plus live TV. And they currently have 6 million subscribers in North America, and it's growing. And Disney holds 70% interest in Fubo TV. So in my opinion, this is good news for the next several years. Unless Disney drops them, which I don't think they will because they own 70%. The next thing that we have is the World Cup that is coming. This is going to gain a lot of subscribers for Fubo and a lot of revenue. So this World Cup is a major catalyst for these next several quarters. The next thing to notice is that Fubo's revenue last quarter was $1.5 billion. That is a 250% increase from the prior quarter, which was only $377 million. So we're talking about a 250% increase, which puts them at $1.62 billion for the trailing 12 months. And we see that their market cap is $1.7 billion. So their last quarter's revenue pretty much takes care of their market cap. That to me right there suggests it's grossly undervalued. And we see that it's grossly undervalued because the price to sales are only 1, the price to book is only 1, and the price to earnings is 3.74. So then we ask ourselves, why is the stock slammed so hard if they had $1.5 billion in revenue last quarter? The reason is because they had $1.5 billion in operating expenses that were related to paying for licensing fees, sporting rights, and other TV agreement fees that they had to pay. So this is a one-time $1.5 billion charge. The prior quarter, it was $397 million, $386 million, and $222 million. So this next quarter, even if it comes in less than $1.5 billion, this $1.5 billion in operating expenses shouldn't be there. And if this comes in higher than $1.56 billion in revenue, the stock will jump. But surely over the next 4 quarters, the revenue should stay steady and or increase. It will probably increase. Okay, so this is the 6-month chart of Fubo, and we are currently at $1.34. And since they reported earnings on February 3rd, the stock has been in a decline to $1.34. And the 6-month low is about $1.07. The year low is about $1.05. If it goes lower than $1, that will be a load the boat opportunity for me, because the next strike price other than $1.50 is $1, and I currently have a $1.50 call expiring in January. So when Fubo reports in August, I do not expect that $1.5 billion operating cost to be there, and I expect their revenue to be in the billions. So at that point, I expect the stock to be trading above $2. Then after the next report after August, I expect the stock to be trading at around $2.50, which will be in 12 months, which will be a double from the price of $1.34, which is where we are currently at. If it drops below $1, then it will be more than a double. And in 24 months, I expect it to be trading at $4.50, which is about another double from $2.50. And we see that the 6-month high high was $5. And this was before the Disney deal. This was before the 220% increase in revenue. So in my opinion, it's reasonable to believe that in 24 months, it will be trading at $4.50. And for sure in 36 months, it will be. So shares are 100% safe in this scenario, in my opinion. And when we go to the 3-year chart, we see that it's trading at $10 here, it's trading at $17 here, and it's trading at $30 and above here. So can it get back to $8? Absolutely. But this will take several years. In 3 to 5 years, it will be trading at $8. But for now, this is my timeline, considering they have the Disney deal and considering that $1.5 billion in revenue last quarter. The stock can easily pop 30-40% on one piece of good news because we've seen it before. And just to show you that I put my money where my mouth is, these are my shares. This is my $4 call, my $3 call, $3.50 call, and $1.50 call. Now this $4 call is probably going to die because it expires in May. But this $3 call, based on my theory, will make money because it expires in January. However, this $3.50 call may lose a little bit of money. So that's why I'm going to load the boat on this $1.50 call and the $1 call if it drops below $1. Because I need this $1.50 call and the shares to make up for this $4 call and to make up for this $3.50 call. And perhaps this $3 call if it loses money. So that's why I'm loading up right now. And of course, I should just buy shares, but that's the thing with options. You get sucked in and you know that if you buy it at a lower price, you can double or triple your money and make up for the losses. And I don't recommend this. So be careful trading, and this is not financial advice. So that's my prediction. Let's see what happens. The next stock of the video is a put. It is a put on Fastly, ticker FSLY. And before we go into the financials and the charts and the trade, the stock is up 163% for the past 6 months, 98% for the past month, 126% for the past week, and 13% on Friday. So the question becomes, when does it pull back? Because the financials were not that great, and we're going to look at them in a minute. So the stock shouldn't be up this much, in my opinion. They did have a decent report. It wasn't 163% over the past 6 months report. So that's why this put option is very time sensitive. Because as you can see on the screen, I made 600% with my last put last week. And the stock only went down 10%. And I made 600%. So the question with Fastly and what we're going to discuss is when to place the put. And we're going to look at the 2 puts that I placed already, which I did foolishly. That's why you have an advantage, because I've already placed 2 that were foolish. So I'm going to place another one this week, depending on how it trades. So let's look at the financials, let's look at the chart, let's look at the trade, and you will have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to make your decision, depending on how it trades and the things that you learn from my opinion. Okay, so first of all, Fastly is in the technology sector, software, and IT services sector. And it provides real-time content delivery network services. It offers edge compute, edge delivery, edge security, edge applications, image optimization, video on demand, and managed edge delivery. What does the word edge mean? I have no clue. It sounds fancy. And we see their market cap is $2.73 billion. They're negative 0.83 cents, and we see here that it ran 163% for the past 6 months, 66% for the past 3 months, 98% for the past month, 126% for the past week, and 13% on Friday, which was the last trading day. This here alone suggests it's due for a pullback. Even if they have Palantir numbers, this is due for a pullback. And we see with their negative earnings per share, they do not have Palantir numbers, and they're in the software sector, and software stocks are getting slammed right now. So the next thing I'm thinking is, how high will the stock go? Because it's currently trading at a 4.37x price to sales, which is not crazy high. Anything over 15 is crazy high. So this thing could trade to 10x sales and maybe even 15 before we see a pullback. Or do we see a pullback on Tuesday because it ran so much? And it ran the 160% for the past 6 months with only a 20% revenue growth, in which they reported 158 million the prior quarter, and this quarter 172 million, which is about a 22%. And we see that their operating costs are higher than their revenue, which puts them at a negative 15 million net income, which we saw in the negative earnings per share. However, their net income is improving, so there is value in this company. The question is, how much higher will it go? And we do see that the operating costs are staying flat, and that's what you'd like to see. Revenue growth is increasing, operating costs staying flat, net income improving. So this is on the right track. The question goes back to the price to sales, because this is the only number that isn't crazy overvalued. If we look at the earnings per share, it would be overvalued, but the price to sales suggests it's not that crazy overvalued. With that said, let's look at the chart. Okay, so this is the 3-year chart, and we see that the stock reached 50 and even 60 and even 70 here. This is not going to happen, but what may happen is that it hits 24, which is this peak here, and the stock is currently at 18, and I think 18 is a fair value. It's moderately good value, but it's not a great valuation. It's fairly valued here until we see that earnings per share increase and the net income go positive. Until then, it is fairly valued, moderately good. So now let's zoom in. So the question becomes when to place the put. And my answer is when the stock stops going up. So on Friday, it was up 13%. So suppose on Tuesday, it's up 2 to 5%. That is showing a decline in the stock going up, and I think that would be a good opportunity. Of course, a better opportunity would be if the stock was trading flat, or let's say down 1%. So I want to catch the stock trading up 1 or 2% or flat. And I think that's going to happen Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Now, if the stock runs up to 24, which is possible, then the same scenario replays itself. Once it trades flat or 1 or 2% negative, the next day I think it'll drop. And so these are my 2 puts so far. And I got trigger happy once again. I should not have done this. I should have waited until the stock traded flat or barely up 1 or 2%, but I didn't. So you can learn from my mistake. So I have the 18 put expiring Friday, which is very dangerous, and the 16 put also expiring Friday. So the only way this thing makes money is if it trades lower on Tuesday. But if it trades higher, I will stick to my plan and I will place the put March 20th, because this stock may not cool off by Friday, but for sure it'll cool off by March 20th. And we see that it's trading up 0.88% in after hours. So this may suggest it trades higher on Tuesday. We don't know. But if it trades lower on Tuesday, my 18 put makes money and perhaps my 16 put makes money. And that would be the end of the trade for me. Once it starts trading lower, I'm not going to chase it. The only way I'll add puts is if it trades higher, and preferably higher than 20. And if it does trade higher Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, my next option is the March 20th expiration, and it would be one of these, either the 20, the 2250, or the 25. And like I said, I don't think it goes above 25. So this 2250 is a golden opportunity in my opinion if it trades that high. And choosing a farther expiration makes up for this February 20th loss. But I think for sure by March 20th, the stock trades lower and cools off. So what do you think about the trades in particular? What do you think about Fastly? When does it come down? What does it come down to? What is the support level you think it'll reach? Once again, if you don't know how to trade options, click on the video that pops up on the end screen when this video ends. And be sure to check out my other two channels. One of them is a Bible preacher where I preach the Bible, and the other is a homeless helper channel where I go around walking in Los Angeles helping homeless people. And for every like that you click, whether it's for this channel or those channels, you are helping a homeless person, because my goal is to monetize all of my channels, and with that money, I can help more homeless people. And the links to those channels are in this channel's bio. So thank you for watching, good luck trading, thank you for commenting, thank you for clicking a like, see you in the next video.